about this mesmerizing event years ago, but I really wanted to see it for myself. So this week, I traveled to Banyuwangi to witness Gandrung Sewu, 1,000 Gandrung dancers performing in unison, bringing the entire beach to life. This will be my third time heading to Banyuwangi. There are a lot of ways to get to Banyuwangi from Bali, and the last time I came from Bali, I took a bus which took about 4 hours from Denpasar. But this time, I'm taking a travel, which is a minivan that picks you up from your home or accommodation in Bali and drops you off directly at your accommodation in Banyuwangi, which is convenient. However, it took 7 hours to get to my destination because of the number of people it picked up and dropped off along the way. You can also fly to Banyuwangi, however, there doesn't seem to be a direct flight, so that also seems a little bit inconvenient. Anyway, finally crossed over to Banyuwangi, and you know you're in Banyuwangi when you start seeing this. And I'm not talking about the I Heart Banyuwangi sign, which is obvious, but I'm talking about the Gandrung dancer, which I also saw at my hotel, and I also saw at an amusement park. And it was also at the restaurant I ate at, on the back of a car. And there was also a statue on the street as I passed. And why not have an omprok at the entrance of your building? As you can see, the Gandrung dancer is a massive part of Banyuwangi's identity. They take so much pride in their Gandrung dancers, not only for their beauty, but for what they represent. I'll touch more on this a bit later, but for now, let's get back into this epic event. I headed straight to Pantai Boom, which is where the event is held. First thing on the to-do list is to watch Meras Gandrung, which is a ritual that officiates a dancer as an official Gandrung dancer. It really shows the depth and the meaning behind Gandrung dance, as it's not only about the dance itself, but also about the dancer's commitment to the dance. This dance has such a rich history, I can't possibly cover it all in this video. So in this video, I'll just go over the event itself. We'll dive deeper into the history in another video. I followed the music along the beach and got so excited when I saw all the girls in uniform sitting on the beach, until I realized that I was sitting on the wrong side of the stage. So I quickly made my way around to get a better view of Meras Gandrung. However, as soon as I managed to get through the crowd, the ritual had just ended. So that was a little frustrating. As soon as it finished, the beach was complete chaos. There were girls everywhere and the wind was so strong, so I decided to leave to get away from all of the chaos. I headed to Sanggar Langlang Buana to catch them rehearsing for another festival coming up in Banyuwangi. I actually learnt Tari Gandrung here last year before I headed to Bali to start learning Balinese dance, and it was so exciting to be back. Funnily enough, they were practicing a Balinese dance when I arrived. It's so interesting hearing Balinese music being played on Banyuwangi gamelan instruments. Have a listen and see if you know which Balinese dance they're playing. After watching them rehearse for a bit, I left with these wristbands that will apparently get me better seats at the Gandrung Sewu event. So, without further ado, let's head to the official Gandrung Sewu event. I headed back to Pantai Boom, but this time the roads were a little bit more chaotic. The parking was completely full, so I realized that I made the mistake of heading there too late. There were multiple entrances to the event. This one is for VIP guests, and another one for regular guests, which is where I needed to be. I was super thankful I had a wristband because without a wristband, I don't think I would have been able to see anything at all from this far behind the barricade. However, once I entered the regular guest area, I quickly realized that I would probably also not be able to see anything from where they had placed the seats, unless you're standing, which then you can only see part of the beach, otherwise you're just seeing trees and sky. So I walked around a little bit to try and find a better view, and unfortunately the view just seemed to be getting worse. So I headed back to where I was earlier to see if I could get a better spot, only to have people stand right in front of me, which then I couldn't see anything at all. I then found a spot to stand right next to the VIP area, which actually looked empty. The more people came in, the harder it got to move. It seemed like they had opened the regular area up to anyone, even without wristbands, so people started rebelling and jumping the barricade to make themselves at home in the empty VIP area. It was just a huge claustrophobic mess.
Proudly we will present, dengan bangga kami akan mempersembahkan inilah Festival Gandrung Sewu 2028 Banyuwangi, the Diversity of Banyuwangi Culture. Selamat menyaksikan.
I ended up leaving halfway through the event because I was getting pushed around so much. I was pinned up against the barricade, which made me a little bit unsettled, and as I walked out, literally everyone was standing on top of the chairs to get better views, which was also a little dangerous, as you can see from that fall. Luckily, he got up smiling. I was so sad to miss the rest of the show as it was actually so incredibly choreographed. One thing I noticed was that it seemed as though most of the show was directed at the center of the stage, so people in the regular areas, like myself, mostly saw repetitive movements from the dancers along the sides. So I guess if you're planning on coming to see this event, try your best to get into the VIP area and sit central, or get yourself a press pass for the best possible view. As excited as I was to be at this event, I was also really excited to get out so I could enjoy the peace and quiet that Banyuwangi usually is. But first, I had to find my motorbike in this sea of bikes. All in all, I had such a good time being back in Banyuwangi. Banyuwangi is such an amazing place filled with so much history and culture. I will definitely be doing another video and going into detail about the fascinating history of the Gandrung dance, so keep your eyes peeled for that. But let's just say Banyuwangi may not exist today without it. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my time here in Banyuwangi. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel where I will continue to explore traditional Indonesian dances here in Indonesia and across the globe. See you next time.